Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Real Bros Podcast. I am your host, Logan Thomas, and with me, as always, is my most excellent co-host,
Caden Green.
and together we are
The Real Bros.
Caden, today we're continuing our journey through the Jurassic franchise.
I guess you could technically call it the Jurassic era.
Oh, boy. You know, you haven't made, jokes like that since the Wolfman episode last season when you would just be like, But I miss that. I do miss that.
It's just, with a lot of these movies, it's hard to come up with jokes on the spot.
This is true.
Because, I don't think about jokes that we can talk about. I just come up with them as we go.
And then you have movies like The Dial of Destiny when our joke is saying we actually like the movie. But that is in the past, quite literally.
What movie are we talking about?
Today we are covering Jurassic World from 2015.
A continuation of the Jurassic Park franchise, but the first in the Jurassic World series.
Yes. I would say this movie kind of kicked off that legacy sequel thing that really picked up in the late 20 teens. Because this movie has a lot of, it definitely tries to pick up on the nostalgia factor.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Stuff. And really after everything like this, because this movie was successful.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely successful. And I think this definitely started that kind of trend.
Because you got to think, it has big name actors.
It has big name actors.
And how long had it been since the last Jurassic Park movie came out?
14 years, I believe it was.
So people that were a fan of the franchise were hungry for more.
Oh, absolutely. And even then, people who didn't like Jurassic Park 3 were like, we can still get some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because we had one bad apple doesn't mean we don't want more Steven Spielberg flavored dinosaur action or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I definitely think this movie takes a shift towards the horror.
Oh, yeah.
With the jump scares and everything, because there are a few of those in this movie. I don't want to say it ups the blood or anything. I feel like 2 still holds the rank for the most blood.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't think we're going to get ever as much blood as what was in 2 out of the other ones.
Right off the top of our head, I can't say for certain.
Because the only blood we've seen in this one was when the main antagonist, the human antagonist, dies. Towards the end of the movie, and that was just some splatter on a door or something. You know what I mean?
There were no. I know what you're talking about, but that's
okay. There was more blood in another action sequence, but even then, that was kind of minuscule.
Yeah.
This wasn't a first time watch for you, was it?
No, it was not.
Okay.
And I will preference this now. The only Jurassic World I have not seen is the newest one.
So Rebirth?
Correct.
Okay. And I'm
going to be honest, I'm not too excited about it. I'm not looking forward to it.
I think the last one that I'm going to be super excited to talk about is the next one. Because I liked Fallen Kingdom a lot.
Right.
But after that, I don't really remember much of anything from Dominion other than everybody came back from the original one.
Right.
And then I know Rebirth was a thing. It wasn't I would definitely much say I remember more from Rebirth than I do from Dominion. But I think Rebirth has its own issues, and I am kind of excited to talk about that because I think it might be kind of a hot take. But I am excited to get my thoughts out on that one because I definitely, yeah. But you know what? I love this movie. This one, I would say this is the last great Jurassic movie. Because this one kind of has the feel of the older ones.
Right.
but it also invites the new stuff in with all like the big action and like dino fights and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Um, other than that, other than it being a big old CGI fest, I don't think there's anything more to like openly talk about on this one. You want to take us through your quick review?
All right. So, our human antagonists, consisting of children Gray and Zach, and adults Claire and Owen, survive an assault by a genetically engineered dinosaur as it rampages through the new and improved Jurassic World Park on Isla Nublar.
And honestly, it's really pretty much a straightforward movie. There's no like plot twists or anything, I would say.
Right.
Pretty much super dinosaur gets out, chaos ensues, lots of people die.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty much all you can say, really, without getting into anything specific.
Right.
So other than that, do we want to talk about anything else before we get into production tales, or do you want to save anything for our spoiler review? Or
I think we should be good. Because, I think we did a good job, so I think we're ready to go into production tale.
All right. In May of 2001, Steven Spielberg and Amblin Entertainment were getting ready to commence on the idea for Jurassic Park 4, which he had planned to produce initially. Joe Johnston, who directed Jurassic Park 3, had no interest in returning whatsoever. In 2002, William Monahan was announced as a screenwriter, and a release date was set for mid-2005. Kathleen Kennedy, who we just love so much on this podcast, would produce the film, and Steven Spielberg would serve as an executive producer. An early story idea would particularly involve dinosaurs migrating to the Costa Rican mainland. A team of experts, including Dr. Alan Grant and Dr. Ian Malcolm, would chart an expedition to an offshore island and then discover the dinosaurs breeding freely. Part of the plot would involve the characters devising a way to restrict the spread of dinosaurs and prevent an ecological disaster. So, like, that doesn't sound like a bad movie.
No, it doesn't.
Let's see here.
But, like we said, it's best to preference now that what we have also isn't a bad movie.
No, not at all. I do think, though, that that movie would have kind of went back to like the themes of the original movie.
Right.
And it would definitely tie into it because, as we remember in the first movie, they were all females. And so and the African frogs and everything, they would have changed sex in a single sex environment and kind of built upon that idea, which I think would have been a nice little bookend to that kind of story.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that sounds like a cool plot, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, absolutely.
Early concept art also depicted genetically engineered human dinosaur mercenaries.
Oh.
Okay, now we're just getting Resident Evil territory. We're gonna have mercenaries around here running out like their nemesis or something. Just like T-Rex arms or something.
What do you mean human dinosaur? That's dumb.
I would like to try to find this concept art. I doubt anybody can. I'm sure it's beautiful.
Oh, I'm sure.
Monahan's first draft of the script was finished in July 2003, and the story was not set in a jungle as in the previous films. Monahan left the project to work on The Kingdom of Heaven, which is a Ridley Scott movie, and he was replaced by John Sayles, who wrote 2 drafts of a script. In one draft, a new character, a mercenary named Nick Harris, would be charged with training a team of genetically modified dinosaurs. I apologize for that. For use on a rescue mission and to combat drug dealers. The concept of a human who trains dinosaurs came from Spielberg by April 2005. The film had been postponed as Spielberg was dissatisfied with script revisions. And pretty much it went on ice because Steven Spielberg went on to do Indiana Jones 4 not long after that, so he was preoccupied otherwise.
All right.
And then Joe Johnson, who completely left the project again because I guess he came back in late 2007, and he left again to do Captain America: The First Avenger.
Oh.
Which I'm glad, because that's like my favorite Captain America movie. In 2011, I am so sorry about how I'm going to say this, Protosevich was hired. He wrote 2 story treatments, neither of which were approved. Spielberg and Kennedy felt the film did not yet have an adequate story. In 2012, Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver were hired to write the script. The writers incorporated 3 ideas from Spielberg: a fully functional dinosaur theme park, a human who has a relationship with trained raptors from Sale's earlier draft, and a human-eating dinosaur that escapes and has to be stopped.
Human-eating dinosaur, though.
I mean, that's the only thing they do. I'm not really sure if that was supposed to be like, someone's like, okay, we've had this, we have to keep that fact because it's the only way we have a threat.
Yeah, it's
or
like, they all eat humans. What do you mean?
So it's fine. It's all fine. In 2013, Universal set a release date of June 13th, 2014. Kathleen Kennedy left the project to focus on the upcoming Star Wars sequel trilogy. Thank God. Like, I'm not saying that the Star Wars sequels were bad. I'm not saying they're good. I'm not saying they're bad.
They were sequels.
And I'm very glad that Kathleen Kennedy didn't have her fingers wrapped around this movie, because I'm sure that would have been something fantastic. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
In March 2013, Colin Trevorrow was hired as director, and the script that Steven Spielberg approved earlier was the one that they kept. In September, they announced the film's title would be Jurassic World, and they rescheduled for 2015.
All right.
And Jurassic World ignores all the events that occurred on different islands. Yeah, we all know that. Principal photography work was in Hawaii, like in the original movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it ran from April 10th, 2014, and it ended in June 2014. And like I said, this movie is mostly CGI. There was only like 2 dinosaurs that had animatronics on them. One was a Brachiosaurus, and the other one was a baby Triceratops, I think was the other animatronic one.
I don't even think that was it.
You don't think that one was
No, I think
practical?
I think it was just the Brachiosaurus. Brachy, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
The long neck dinosaur.
Gotcha. But yeah, that's pretty much all of that. Are we ready to get into the money? And by the way, I told Caden before we got started, this is our biggest return yet, I think, on the show. The budget estimated between 150 million and 180 million.
Okay.
How much money do you think this movie made?
2.7 billion.
That is highballing.
1.4 billion.
You are so close.
What is it?
1.6 billion, sorry.
I was going to say million. How is that close?
When I said a success, I meant a total failure. Yeah, but this is the highest grossing film in the series at that point. And it was at the time one of the highest grossing films ever, launching a profitable trilogy that averaged $1 billion per film.
Not bad.
Domestically, it made $652 million. Internationally, it made $1.018 billion. So let's just say our moneymaker was overseas.
Yeah.
All right. The rest of that just says like what the other movies made. That's spoilers for future episodes. All right, Caden.
No, we can't have that.
No. Even though they already know what the next episodes are, we're not playing that game.
Not yet.
All right, Caden. And do you have anything you want to add before we get into a spoiler review?
Well, aside from the obvious, if you haven't seen the movie already, pause the video, podcast, whatever you're watching on. Go watch the movie and then come back and listen to us.
Absolutely. And I would say this would be a good on-ramp for people who, if they want to get in Jurassic Park, if they feel like maybe the older ones are kind of outdated or something, which I don't think they are whatsoever. I think this just one's more accessible because of how new it was and how successful it was.
Right.
But yeah, check this movie out and check out all the other ones. And let's get into this movie.
Yes, sir.
So the film starts on a dinosaur egg. And we don't really know what kind of dinosaur this is, except it opens its own egg.
Already not a good thing.
And it has fiery red eyes. And it's white.
And it's not happy.
Then we cut to a gigantic foot, which we learn is a bird, which I wrote dino bird foot fake out. So, and we realize that we are at the house of Zach and Gray. I don't know if we learned the parents' names. I think the mom's name is Karen.
Yep.
But I don't think we learned. Dad's name is Scott. I think the dad's name is Scott.
God, how do you come to that?
Because I think it was on the subtitles.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. If not, I'm not really sorry per se. But these kids are getting ready to go to Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Zach is like a regular teenage guy, and Gray, I would say, is probably about 11 or 12.
Around there.
He's kind of nerdy, and he's really smart. He's good with numbers and all that kind of stuff. And they board the plane and everything, and we are arriving at Jurassic World. And it is on Isla Nublar. We're back on the OG island, everybody.
After how many movies, we're finally back?
2 movies.
Yeah.
So you know what that means? We're going to have some nostalgia farming later on, everybody. And this is a pretty popular place. I think the thing said they average about 20,000 people a day or something.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, could you imagine? Okay, how much do you think a ticket to Jurassic World is?
Well, we got to think about the fact that a pop is $7. And that's probably not taking into account boat fees or anything like that. That's probably just taking into account how much the actual ticket itself costs. So
Because I feel like the ferry ride would have to be included in your ticket because it's the only way to get there.
I don't know, man.
It is corporate America or corporate Could you technically say it's corporate America if it's in Costa Rica?
No. I will say, probably about $300 a ticket.
I would say that's probably lowballing. Would be my guess.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, so we arrive at Isla Nublar, and they're waiting for somebody named Aunt Claire, who isn't there. But we have it looks like somebody holding a welcome sign that says "Welcome Zach and Gray."
This is
Zara, I think her name
Zara.
is.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
And so
Yep, Zara.
we are board on the Jurassic World train, which is essentially like kind of like one of those
Monorails.
monorail tubes or whatever. And then we drive into like the Jurassic Park door,
Yep,
but
like
it says Jurassic World.
the original door.
Yeah, and they literally take the time to announce this on the train that this is the original doors. So they're already starting, like that. Hey, Jurassic Park was a big movie. This is connecting to that.
Remember? We remember. Do you remember?
We hope you remember because you're watching this movie. Do you remember?
Yes, I remember. Leave me alone.
I wrote huge park, and so the main part of this park, like the main strip, I would say is huge.
Well, see, I don't even think we get a full scale of the park itself.
No, because like the main stripping consists of like the visitor center,
several kind of kiosks, restaurants, souvenir shops,
and then it's all like laid out by the gigantic pond thing where the mosasaur lives.
I would say realistically, the park spans most of the island.
And because like
the attractions, you got to think.
Yeah, because like when you were like in the control room or whatever, and they had like the map, like most of the island is like rides and stuff. It's huge, which means like it makes me wonder how much of a scale, or if they built over any of the old park, or if they just like ignored most of the old park and it just like wasn't that big. Or
I'm gonna
what?
assume they kind of built off of the old park
Right.
because a lot of the stuff in this new park looks similar to how it was in the old one.
Right.
So,
but yeah, just like the scope and scale of this park is just almost unfathomable. You know what I mean? Like, because like we've been to Kings Island, Cedar Point, or whatever. I guarantee you this fails in comparison to what that is like.
Oh, absolutely.
It'd be like, hey, you want a Cedar Point that's like the length of 2 cities? Here you go, man.
Yeah, and the weird thing about it is that you still got all the dinosaurs roaming around that you can actively see.
Right? Because there's like a kiddie park. There's like the Gyrosphere Valley. There's the
gentle giant.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like most of the dinosaurs that you can see on the island are visible.
Yeah,
you just got to go through some form of ride to
and
actually
like
see them.
And there's even like the one that's near the ACU sequence. There's like a boat ride through like a jungle stream with like the brachiosauruses and stuff.
Yeah, they're kayaking.
Yeah, that'd be cool too, man. Like
till you flip over.
But like, yeah, because like one of the questions I know we were talking about is like, would you want to go there? Would you want to work there or something like that? Like,
we'll get the questions at the end.
But like, I would actively visit this place.
Visit? Yes.
Because like, and like I've been saying it for years because like our friend group like loves Jurassic World and Park or whatever. It's like, what's the odds that the one day that you visit, because this park ran for years.
It was like what, 5-10 years?
5-6 years, something like that. Like, what's the odds that the dinosaurs are going to break out the day you're there?
Very slim.
because like once you get into those numbers, then you're like, it's like, what's the odds? It worked for so long, and the only reason why it broke down is because one, genetic experiments, and essentially,
Corporate sabotage.
pretty much, yeah.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
All right. Then we meet Claire, the boy's aunt. She is, I would say, she's our main heroine ish of the movie.
Yeah.
And she is having a meeting about the Indominus Rex. She's trying to get sponsors for the Indominus Rex, which is their first successful genetic hybrid.
And it is really cool.
It is.
Because we'll tell what its genetic makeup is later on as it gets revealed.
You say we'll definitely talk about it as it goes.
But for right now, the base that they used is that of a
T-Rex.
Tyrannosaurus. Yeah.
And we see that Dr. Henry Wu has returned from the original park, and he is the leading geneticist working at Jurassic World. That's another nostalgia point right there. I feel like we should keep track of this. Whenever we do a legacy sequel, like, well, listen, there's a nostalgia point. Ding!
How many are sorry. How many are we up to? 47. Uh-huh.
I would say for this movie, we're already at 2 or 3.
Oh, probably.
I would say 3 would probably be the music, because this movie just plays the original theme song on repeat like crazy.
Well, I mean, all the movies play the original theme song.
But like, I feel like this movie just has it on a loop and it doesn't change. At least the other ones have like at least some other kind of John Williams-y kind of music. But this one just has like, hey, let's just put this track on a piano and just like really slow it down.
It works.
Up on this scene, we're going to do it like full trumpets and everything and like just blast out everybody.
It works, though.
Maybe for the end credit scene, we'll do heavy metal or something. But as long as the John Williams score is there, we're fine.
Like I said, it works. It's the same theme song that they've had, and it's worked this entire time.
Could you imagine being the guy that like comes up to like a composer and be like, all right, we need you to one up John Williams's score from Jurassic Park?
It's like, no.
Like, do you take that job?
No. Definitely not.
Be like, bro, like, no, you can keep your money, man. I ain't playing that game. No, sir.
That ain't my job, man.
After her meeting, we see Claire and the boys, and it sounds like Claire is pretty distant from them for 7 years.
Yeah.
I believe Zach says.
Which, I mean, going off of what we understand, that's probably about the time she got the role on the island she has.
And she's like the manager of this park.
She's not the owner. We'll meet them later. But she is fairly high ranking amongst staff members.
I would say she's probably at least second, third, or fourth in command up at Jurassic World.
In this movie, I would say probably second in command. As we don't really see anybody else.
Right. But Claire gives the boys essentially to Zara for the day. And she's like a babysitter, watcher, whatever. And
But Claire did kind of feel bad about this. And she did give them VIP passes, though, so they got to skip all the lines.
Yeah, she even gave them like things for food for all the restaurants or whatever. It's like, man, I wish I could have that kind of access to places.
And here's the thing about this island that we didn't mention. It has a hotel.
Oh, yeah.
It probably has several.
Well, like it has to, like with attendance being in the 20,000s a day. Like people aren't just going to like buy tickets for the night. It's like, all right, well, I spent like 20 hours playing with dinosaurs, hop the boat back and get home tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because realistically, You're not just going to go one night, like you said,
It's probably a weekend trip, at least.
if not week trip,
Yeah.
because there is so much there that you wouldn't be able to see in just one day.
Right. And it's crazy because the entire events of this movie takes place in under 24 hours.
Yes.
So like that, and that's another scary thing, like just how fast things can just change.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you know what? This is going to be one of our best days ever. Uh-huh.
No. But it's like what you said. Just what are the chances that something goes wrong the day you show up?
Mm-hmm. It's mostly just plot. That's the odds
Yeah.
of. So we go to the control room and we meet Lowry. I don't think we get a name for the girl
No.
that works in there too.
I can't remember her actor though, and that makes me mad. I've seen her before.
Oh yeah, she's definitely been in a lot of things. She's definitely recognizable.
But Lowry, going back to him, he's one of my favorite characters. He's just a very relaxed individual.
He's have you ever seen Tag?
I have not.
Well, he's the stoner in Tag, and he perfectly encapsulates that kind of vibe. But he's like professional at work about it. So he's I love Lowry. He's great. And he's wearing a original Jurassic Park shirt. And Claire just is like, "Do you think that was in bad taste?" And he's like,
Yes,
I think,
it was.
I think about it like that now, but like it's cool. It's cool, man. It's the original park.
It's a relic of a time long gone.
And there's 4 dings on the nostalgia bracket. And then we have a helicopter fly in, and this is Mr. Mizrani.
This is my other favorite character in the movie.
And he is the owner of Jurassic World, and he is who John Hammond entrusted InGen to.
Correct. And he is a rookie helicopter pilot.
He gets his license in a few days, he said.
He does. And I love his character. Because normally, you got these owners or big shots and they just want the money. Immediately, or Masrani lets you know immediately he wants 2 things. He wants the guests to be happy, and he wants the dinosaurs to be happy.
Yeah, because like Claire is trying to actively talk to him about like business numbers and everything. He's like, we're flying. Don't worry about it.
I don't care about the numbers. Just breathe.
And I'm sorry, but yes, that was an Indian accent attempt because he is an Indian.
And even then, he doesn't really have an accent.
It's very, very faint.
Yeah.
But Mr. Mizrani flies everybody out to the Indominus Rex's paddock. I'm so used to talking about the Indoraptor from Fallen Kingdom, and then I have him just written down as IREX because I didn't want to write Indominus every freaking time on the page.
Every 30 seconds.
Pretty much. Like, do you want to know how many times I have IREX versus something in this notebook?
A lot.
At least probably 30 times. But Mr. Mizrani wants to inspect the paddock.
Which is honestly not a bad idea.
I guess they had to continue building because it was bigger than anticipated.
Which isn't a good sign.
And we learned the dinosaur is white, and we learned that this is what the egg was in the intro sequence.
Yeah.
Via the fiery red eyes. And we learned, and there was 2 eggs in the intro. And we learned that there was 2 Indominus Rexes in the paddock. And this one ate the sibling.
Yes. Which is terrifying to think about.
And the base genome is a T-Rex. And that's pretty much all we learn. And then Mr. Mizrani thinks it'll scare the parents too, other than the kids. And he wants one of his other employees to inspect it. by a man of name of Owen Grady.
Yep. Who is Owen Grady played by, Logan? Since you seem to be such a fanboy of him.
I'm not a fanboy. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of. I would say he's like my second favorite actor.
So you're a fanboy, is what I'm hearing.
No, I'm a Harrison Ford fanboy. There is a difference.
Mm.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'll take that as an assault on my person, but okay. As Mr. Chris Pratt. Only a year after his breakout role as Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy. And
he does a phenomenal job.
He's great in these movies.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not like this Star-Lord or Parks and Rec where he's unserious all the time. He takes it seriously because it's a serious situation.
And like he does like get to sprinkle that kind of sarcastic Star-Lordiness in there every once in a while.
It's not overwhelming to the point where it's just like, oh, hey, that's the guy that played Star-Lord. It's like, oh.
Yeah, because it's not like overabundantly like the Star-Lordiness of it.
Right.
You can almost say he was kind of Harrison Fordy in this movie to a degree. Because like this movie is what kickstarted all the things like, oh, is this guy going to be the new Indiana Jones or whatever?
Please
Because there was a lot of people who thought that they were going to just recast the character or whatever in the late 2015 and late 20 teens because of movies like this.
Right.
Where they in Star Wars because they were bringing back all like the Spielberg, Lucas products or whatever. And so, I mean, he kind of plays it like that a little bit, kind of on the cool, sarcastic side.
He plays it good.
He does a great job.
And part of it is confidence, which he plays very well. Because he is a trainer.
Yeah, he's an ex-Navy man.
Yep.
And he is currently training raptors.
Yep. Aside from the T-Rex, one of the most infamous animals in the Jurassic Park series.
And I just want to iterate. After this movie, raptors are like the most important thing in the franchise to people.
Mm-hmm.
Because, now we have named raptors. And, that's going to be like, ooh, we have a character now. And it's not just a raptor, Because even like in the Lego Jurassic World games, you get to play as raptors in this movie's levels.
Oh, you get to play so many dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah.
You even get to make your own, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm. I do love the Lego Jurassic World game. That's a great Lego game.
I'm going to go on a little tangent.
Oh?
I love the game, but when I first got it, it upset me so much that I myself wasn't able to finish. Because the way they have it is the worlds or the levels count as the individual movies up until Jurassic World.
Yeah, because in the beginning of the game, you can either start Jurassic Park or you can just go straight into Jurassic World.
Correct. But the thing that upset me was when I first played, I could never finish Jurassic Park 3. Not because I was bad, but because something glitched in my game and I physically couldn't progress any further.
I am so sorry.
And it was only like 4 years later where I was finally able to actually beat it. And I'm like, I feel so accomplished now.
I'm honestly surprised we haven't got another one. Or like we redo the other ones or whatever.
Right.
But I doubt it's going to happen.
Yeah, probably not.
Because
I don't think it sold very well.
I don't know. I know there are a lot of the same way with like the Lego Hobbit game.
Yeah.
Where it was just it was the 2 movies because they came out before the 3rd movie came out. They're like, oh well, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be just like a DLC for the 3rd movie or whatever. Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing was that it was in that time was when they were trying to change Lego games, and they were trying to give like each game like its own kind of like identity.
Right.
And Lego The Hobbit was where you had to collect items for crafting,
Yeah.
and I hated that part of that game
Hated it.
because then you had to like go and like mine stuff and everything. It was like, that's not what a Lego game is, man.
No, it's not Minecraft.
And honestly, I kind of wonder if that's what it was trying to emulate, because Minecraft would have just come out at the time and it was
Right.
so successful. Um, but we are at the Raptor Pen and we meet Owen, Barry, who is his partner, I would
Right
say.
hand man, partner, something like that.
And we have 4 raptors here, and their names are Blue, Charlie, Delta, and Echo.
Yep.
And it goes down the line of
Military alphabet.
yes. And Owen is the alpha
Yes.
of this. And he has these guys trained like a clicker or whatever, and he's like giving them like hand signals and stuff.
Eyes on me. Whenever they're not listening, he addresses them by name, and they're just like, oh, well, he's got me by name. Guess I gotta listen now.
And then we meet Hoskins. Fantastic man. Played by the great Vincent D'Onofrio.
Very great actor.
Most notably, he is the Kingpin in Daredevil. Another great role. Honestly, he does act the crap out of those shows. I'm not gonna lie.
He does a very good job, and I love his characters.
Is that true? Your
He
face says
okay.
otherwise.
He does a very good job. I hate the characters that he plays only because the Kingpin, that's a bad guy already. But Hoskins is meant to be that guy that you're like, oh, this guy sucks.
But you know what? He's a returning person for the show. Both him and Chris Pratt are. Because they were both in the Magnificent Seven.
Oh, what? Who did he play?
He was Jack Horn.
No.
Yes, sir.
So him and Pratt already had some chemistry. All right.
No. This would have come out after Jurassic World.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but like we covered the Magnificent Seven last year, they're returning to our show this year for these movies.
Okay, but I meant like, so they did Magnificent Seven first or Jurassic World?
Jurassic World.
Okay, so when they went into the Magnificent Seven,
and honestly, they probably went from this movie straight into
Magnificent
making
Seven.
Magnificent Seven. Yeah,
Probably
because it came out the following year.
because wasn't there also like a decent break between whatever the next Jurassic Park movie was?
Jurassic Park, the Jurassic World, The Fallen Kingdom was either 2018 or 2019.
Yeah.
And then you had Guardians of the Galaxy, which was like 2017 or whatever. So like Chris Pratt stayed pretty busy
Oh yeah.
from 2014 up through like
I would say even now.
yeah, because he's been in a few movies the past few years.
Mario, and now the new Mario movie coming out.
And he was just in a movie called Mercy.
Yep.
That movie looked kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
So he's keeping busy, which is really good on him.
Absolutely.
I will say he has some actually decent acting skills. So he's one of those actors that I can see in a movie, in several movies, and be like, oh, okay, I know what I'm going to watch.
All right.
I'm not watching the same guy play the same role 100 different times.
Mm-hmm.
I do this every time. I love Jack Black, but Jack Black just plays himself in different movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't want to see that. I want to see actual characters.
Absolutely.
And this is where Chris Pratt kind of comes in different. Like, yeah, he plays Chris Pratt, but he still plays the role, which is nice.
Because like in Mario, like he does do he doesn't do a terrible Italian accent.
No.
I mean, it's still comedic, but because like it's Mario. Like, come on, it's not supposed to be like Godfather level Italian stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, um, and Hoskins served in the military too, and he wants to use the Raptors for military purposes.
Oh, yes, because that can't go bad at all.
And he's like, well, they can follow commands, right? So like we can get these guys to do like soldier work and save casualties. Like the idea is there potentially, but it's never gonna work.
No.
um,
It's like, this is a very, very bizarre comparison, but this is like giving a baby a handgun and telling them, all right, go stop bin Laden. Like, yeah, eventually it can be done, but there's gonna be a lot of complications in the meantime.
that's like that one episode of Family Guy where Bin Laden is shooting a video or whatever, and Stewie just comes out of nowhere and just smacks him with a towel, and he's defeated. And he's like, "My name's Stewie Griffin. You better never come to Quahog," or something like that. That's exactly what that reminds me of.
So dumb.
But yet it works.
It does.
But after this conversation, and pretty much this conversation goes on for like 3 whole minutes, and it's just repeating the same thing. Military, Raptors, let's do it. Let's go.
Now.
But one of the feeders falls into the pit, and this is when we get that iconic scene of Owen like holding up his arms.
You're like,
Like,
whoa, 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 whoa.
And like controlling the raptors and like telling them to back off or whatever.
I wouldn't even say controlling them, just kind of ordering them around.
Right.
And he gets the feeder out and there's no problem. Something I brought up to Logan that I found interesting is that the entire time Owen is actually in the pen,
Mm-hmm.
you only see Delta, Echo, and Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's Delta, Blue, and Charlie.
It's hard to tell the other ones apart.
Yeah. But when Owen ends up getting out of the cage, you see that the 4th raptor was coming around his back to sneak attack him.
Mm-hmm.
Which just shows that they are ridiculously smart.
Oh, absolutely. Then we jump to Baby Park, where we have little kids riding little baby dinosaurs.
I love them. They're so cute.
The babies or the dinosaurs?
The dinosaurs.
Okay.
Oh my god, I want one because they're little triceratops. They're just so happy to be there.
And at this point, Zach and Gray flee from the babysitter.
Which, she's not really watching them in the first place.
Yeah, she's like on a phone call talking about like a bachelor party or something like that.
And to be honest, I am not a very big fan of her character.
No, she's like a snobby British lady who doesn't really care about anything except herself.
Mm-hmm.
But the boys head back to the main park, and then now it's T-Rex feeding time.
Oh, yeah.
And here is another ding on the nostalgia board. I think we're up to 5 or 6. But they're feeding a T-Rex a goat, and they're using a flare. That should be double points, but then we get a phone call from Karen,
the mother.
Yes, and Claire is on the phone with her, and she's like, "Why aren't you with the boys?"
Well, no, we're kind of skipping ahead because they're at the Gyrosphere Valley.
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Because this is when Claire's on the way to get Owen for the inspection.
Oh, you're right. And while they're at the feeding, Karen calls Zach.
Yeah, and he says, and Claire gave us passes and stuff. And then Claire's driving to Owen's house to get him, and then Karen calls her, and we have like a sister moment, like, why aren't you with them? This day was supposed to be special, kind of thing. It's much more heartfelt than what I made it come across as, but
it's actually really sad.
yeah.
But I brought this up to Logan. It's like I can't really feel bad for Karen. Like I gotta side with Claire on this. You know, she's in charge of an entire island. She's in charge of keeping 20-some thousand people safe. And well, the person was supposed to watch the kids, but she had good intentions in mind.
Right.
It's just a matter of
And like she even made time to spend time with him after the day was over.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah. Then Claire and Owen have a little thing, and these two have great chemistry.
Oh, absolutely.
We learned that they were on a date, and they both found very big flaws in each other. And Owen is very flirtatious,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so like smooth and funny about it, because like he knows he can pick on her, and it just like pushes the right buttons. But yeah, this was a little funny scene of them two.
It's just enough to get her irritated.
Just enough, because like he wears like a long sleeve shirt and stuff, like a vest and stuff, like normally.
Mm-hmm.
But right now he's working on a motorcycle. It's Central America. He's wearing like heavy pants and stuff, so he's like really sweaty all the time or whatever. And she's like, you might want to change your shirt. The dinosaurs are very sensitive to smell.
Ooh,
Like
she called him stinky.
They have a great back and forth jab relationship in all three of the movies.
They do, and it's really nice to watch. It's not.
And I will say it lessens as the movie goes because they grow closer across every single movie.
Yeah, they're not constantly at each other's throats.
Yeah. And now we get to Mosasaurus feeding time.
A very cool scene to watch.
The Mosasaurus was like the selling point of this movie because it was on all the posters, everything like that, because everybody's like, ooh, big shark.
Big fish. Yay.
Big fish. Hoo-ha. But no, this is essentially like a SeaWorld sequence. It's exactly what it is.
And if you remember, this is the kind of lake we were talking about at the beginning, where the kind of walkway is.
Yeah, the main park or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned this to you about how much this bugged me. So there's a splash zone, right?
Yeah.
This entire thing is a splash zone, and yet there's only 4 people wearing
ponchos.
Like, what? There is no like, oh, well, the first 2 rows are going to get wet. No. Everybody is getting wet at this attraction, man.
And I would say there's a good 10 feet from the initial pool to the first row, and there's probably 30 rows.
Yeah. Like, there ain't no way you're going to this attraction, you're not getting wet, man.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's Central America. I know it's hot. You're going to dry fast. But that's going to suck for a little while.
I'm sure it would feel nice, though.
It would, I'm sure. But, like, in between that time when you're, like, wet and dry, it's going to be real uncomfortable.
I'm sure they have lockers where you could keep your stuff to dry.
Right.
Or just keep your stuff in your hotel room, which you'll probably be staying in. Whoa!
Hey! But you know everybody's not, because everybody's like on their cameras and stuff, so
yeah.
Or you know, movie magic, you know.
Maybe they're waterproof cameras provided by the park itself.
That reminds me of the disposable cameras people could buy.
What?
You don't know what disposable cameras are?
No.
So it used to be at venues, venues would just sell cameras,
Uh-huh.
and then you just take the film out and you'd send the film off to get developed, and you just throw the camera away. It's a little cheap little camera.
Okay. That's
So, so on one episode of Phineas and Ferb,
oh god.
it's when the boys are doing hockey.
Oh god.
The mom runs to go get a disposable camera from the concession, the convenience store, whatever you want to call it.
Oh god.
And the guy, the attendant's like, what? and Linda's like, it's a camera you use one time and you throw it away. It's so simple. And then the guy finds me, he's like, yeah, it was like the back, man. Like, here you go.
Here you go, lady. Enjoy your one-time camera.
But yes,
Stupid.
disposable cameras were a thing. I am old enough. I remember what they are.
Jeez, Grandpa.
You're only 3 years younger than me.
Yeah, but I don't pay attention to anything ever.
Oh, this is true.
I just live life, and if something happens, I'm like, oh, hey, something just happened.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to Jurassic World looking for a disposable camera. I'm going out there, first row, phone in hand, recording the whole thing, jumping up and down with joy when the Mosasaurus comes in and out like a little kid, like, yay, big shark! Yeah!
Yeah.
If my phone doesn't survive, it's probably for the best. If it doesn't survive the water, it won't survive me throwing it.
Yeah. Or a dinosaur attack.
Also very true.
But now Owen and Claire arrive at the Indominus Rex paddock, and it's nowhere to be found. The thermal cameras aren't picking up anything. They dropped a steer. Nothing is happening. And Owen notices there's giant scratches on the door.
That's not good. And because these walls are like 40 feet and they were still working on them.
Mm-hmm. So Claire's like, I can track her from the control room, and so she runs out to get in her car.
And you brought this up.
She does not track this guy from the control room.
No.
She calls Lowry to track him from the control room as she's driving to the control room.
Which I brought this up to you. I'm like, well, maybe she's just doing like a surveillance of the area. See if she could find it then.
I don't know.
I don't know.
All I know is that then Owen, an engineer, and the security guard go in the paddock to investigate.
Not a smart choice.
But on Lowry says it's in the cage, and so they tell everybody to get out. And Caden, how does this go?
Pretty good. Everyone walks out all right. The Indominus is still in the enclosure.
Movie's over?
Yeah, movie's over.
All right. And next week.
Sorry! All right, so here's what happened. Owen, the security guard, and the feeder are all looking at this wall. They're like, hey, that's not nice. That's not cool. They hear over their radios they need to get out fast. So they start turning around, and there it is.
So Owen and the engineer are like halfway back, and the security's like, nope, not doing this. He runs to the big door and opens the door, and Owen and the engineer stop because it like
cut them off.
Like, hey guys. And it grabs the engineer. Owen's like, oop, nope, I'm out of here. So the security guard gets out, and the control room is watching all of this.
Yeah.
And they're like, shut the door. It's like, but there's people in there.
Shut the door.
And so the door starts closed, and you just see Owen's eyes keep moving. He's like, oh crap. And he gets through there pretty easy. Like,
yeah.
There was still like a good solid foot of space on each side of him.
But unfortunately, that was just enough room
for the Indominus Rex
to get through. And I love this part because if you listen closely, you can hear the motors on the door start shutting down from the force.
Yeah. And so Owen ducks underneath I think I'm pretty sure like a fuel truck or something like that.
Fuel truck, electric truck, one of the two.
And the security guard, and this guy is of a decent size,
Yes.
and he's just sitting in front of a pickup truck, hiding.
As one does.
And you just see the shadow of the
Indominus.
Indominus. And from Owen's perspective, he's just watching this because he's essentially parallel with the guy.
Yeah.
And the Indominus is already like pretty much like just like death staring at him from above. And the security guard looks the other way and see if his tail is back there.
And you kind of feel bad for the security guard. He's just trying to do his job, and then no, you're not getting out of this one.
And so the Indominus flips this truck over by where
Owen
is, and you just see
through a crack in one of the windows,
and just chomp.
No, you're getting Owen's perspective. You can see the engineer or the
security guard
looking back at you,
and he's
realization on his face.
He's just like, it's over, man.
And then it comes down.
And it is like a bite.
Not just a little nibble. No.
This guy just almost gets eaten in one bite.
He is gone.
And then Owen's like, oh, no. And so he cuts the fuel lines on this truck and he douses himself in gas to cover up his scent or whatever.
Which is really smart.
He does.
Because, they've said it several times. This creature smells good.
And then it sees through like thermal imaging or whatever, like snakes.
Mm-hmm.
And we get like a tense thing of like the mouth of the eye of the Indominus Rex
sniffing around.
Yeah. This movie has good suspense.
Oh, it does. All right, now here's my question for you.
Okay.
If somebody were to douse themselves in gasoline, how long do you think that smell would realistically stay on them?
I would say gas smell stays for probably about half an hour. I would say from experience.
All right.
It's a strong smell, but
it is.
After this, we have Hoskins is on a phone call. It's a very shady phone call.
He's a very shady guy.
He's probably calling Daredevil to see how he's doing. At this point, Zach and Gray are on the monorail to the valley, and Gray starts talking about their parents getting divorced. And this is really the only time they bring this up.
It's really sad.
Yeah, because like Gray starts crying, and Zach's like, "Dude, you got to grow up. Like things happen, man." Very interesting perspective from a teenager, but
well, you got to think. Zach is thinking about it in the aspect of double everything, double
right
presents, double Christmas, double Thanksgiving. Gray is thinking about it in a
family sense.
Yeah, rather emotionally attached kid. And just the thought of his family breaking apart sends him over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's at this point that Zach kind of starts losing his quote unquote cool guy persona.
Right.
And just starts trying to comfort his brother more.
Absolutely. And this is when we get our first real action sequence of the film. One of many. We have the ACU team, which stands for I know what the A stands for. Asset Containment Unit. Boom.
I was going to say Animal Capture Unit.
These guys are headed out with non-lethals after the Indominus Rex.
Which, okay, makes sense when you realize that they spent like 23 or 26 million dollars developing
And
just two eggs.
and Owen and everything. And Owen arrives in the control room, everybody is. And he is not a very happy camper.
No, he just watched two people die in front of him.
And he's like, this thing scratched up that wall on purpose. This is a highly intelligent animal. You need to take care of this thing right now. And Claire's like, no, we have people and families here. We're not going to turn this place into a war zone. And Owen's like, you already did.
And it's like, honestly, the second she said, we're not turning this place into a war zone, it kind of clicked for me. Because she just said, there are people and families here. That's an even better reason to take that thing down.
Yeah, and this is when Masrani's like, we have like $26 million in this thing. We can't just kill it. And he's like, that thing out there is no dinosaur.
It's a monster.
And so we're essentially watching the ACU team on like health bars and stuff. And like, it looks like a video game. It looks like a video game.
Still in the control unit, watching, I think, 7 or 8.
There's like 8 or 10 of them. Caden, how does this battle go for our boys in the asset containment unit?
Well,
first, by the way, they learned that the Indominus cut out its tracking beacon.
I was getting there.
I'm sorry.
That's the one thing I was going to mention.
You may have the rest.
So that's, how they were tracking it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they come upon the tracker and just nasty looking piece of flesh.
Oh, yeah. It's a hunk of meat.
And Owen's still in the room, and everyone's like, how did it know where it was? Owen says, it remembered where you guys put it all those years ago. And that's a terrifying thought.
Oh, absolutely.
So, it doesn't go good because the Indominus has the ability to camouflage itself.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where one of the DNA animals we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I'm not...
It's the cuttlefish.
Yeah, the cuttlefish. I forget what the other one was that Henry Wu talks about later on.
I have it wrote down.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Awesome.
I just don't know what a good time to talk about it would be.
It's right after this entire sequence, I think, when that meeting happens. It happens after this sequence and the gyrosphere stuff.
So honestly, do you just want me to say it now?
If you want to.
So, the 3 DNAs that we have so far are T-Rex, cuttlefish, and a tree frog. The cuttlefish gives 4 camouflage.
Mm-hmm.
The T-Rex is meant to be like the base foundation on which everything is built upon. And then what was the tree frog for?
So the cuttlefish was based for accelerated growth rate and camouflage. I think that was just like the side effect of using that DNA.
Right.
And then the other one, the tree frog, was to adapt it to a tropical climate. And so it can modulate its thermal output. And so it can hide from thermal technology.
Okay. Which it can camouflage from eyesight and it can camouflage from thermal infrared. Finding that thing in a jungle would be near impossible.
And then we're going to get into theories on that really close to the end of the movie.
So, the ACU team, or ACU, find out it's camouflaged.
And it's too late, son.
Before they can even do anything, the commander gets chomped.
Chomped and then stomped.
And so they just start firing these electrified nets, tasers, anything to try and subdue it, and it just makes it mad.
So pretty much we have at least 10 more vacations. And it's too bad because Jurassic World is your dream vacation destination. Which brings us to our sponsor, Jurassic World. Take your family to the wonderful world of dinosaurs.
Just don't come when any of the movies take
Yep.
place.
And back to the show.
But it's a massacre.
It is an absolute massacre.
And it's kind of sad because, these guys are like not prepared for something like this.
Well, like, yeah, when they're like, hey, like, we're gonna send you out here with non-lethals on like the world's most apex predator. Good luck with that.
Because, they were thinking, oh yeah, it's a giant white T-Rex. There's gonna be no problem finding it.
Right.
Only for it to camouflage itself and to, hey guys, I'm here too. What? Why?
And then we get to the gyrospheres. This is one of your favorite parts of the park.
I love the vehicles in the Jurassic Park movies. The gyrosphere is such a fun one too.
Yeah, it's just a gigantic glass ball, like a hamster ball.
Mm-hmm. And it's basically meant to always keep you upright.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that.
And this is when we have the meeting with Masrani and Dr. Wu.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when Masrani is starting to be like, hey man, this ain't right. This kind of science ain't right. And Dr. Wu's like, this is what you asked for, man. Like, you asked for something scarier, and you can't have that without the traits
of an apex predator.
And not have the behavioral traits of an apex predator.
Because what Masrani wanted was something bigger, scarier, and, in his own words,
more
cooler.
Cooler, with more teeth and everything.
Yes. And Dr. Wu took that personally. He's like, all right, I can make that happen.
And this is when Masrani kind of goes through that John Hammond thing where it's like, this needs to stop.
Yeah.
And he is willing to like tear his entire company apart to deal with it.
And that's another reason I like Masrani. Mm-hmm. He's not in it for the money. He's in it to make people laugh, smile, have a good time.
And he is willing to demolish all of that to make things right. And you don't see that in businessmen in movies.
No.
Not at all.
I think John Hammond and Masrani are the only two.
And you can definitely see why John Hammond left InGen to him.
Yeah.
Because John knew he would do the right thing in any instance.
Which, if we haven't mentioned it, John Hammond at this point is dead.
Yes. If that's not apparent enough. Especially in the last episode we were talking about how they decided to cut out a funeral scene or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is when we get, you said Jimmy Fallon is in this movie.
Yeah, I did. Because I'm like, out of everyone, they got Jimmy Fallon in here.
And I will say that this is probably when I was watching Jimmy Fallon the most, when this movie came out. Because like, he would do like cool like games and stuff on his night show or whatever.
Right.
And so I would watch all those. I probably haven't watched a Jimmy Fallon video in almost 8 years.
I myself don't watch any late night shows. They just really don't seem to interest me a whole lot.
Right. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is when we get most of our Gyrosphere Valley stuff.
Yes.
We get to drive through Triceratopses, Brachiosaurs.
And something I want to point out real quick is they say that by Jimmy Fallon, huh? Jimmy Fallon says that the gyrospheres are virtually indestructible, being able to take a 50 cal.
50 cal. It can block like Dilophosaurus venom. They give him like his own little Three Stooges show to demonstrate the safety stuff for a gyrosphere.
It's like, that's cool. Nothing's gonna hurt them.
Except everything hurts them.
Kind of. It's indestructible for the most part.
It's indestructible against dinosaurs, but not against dinosaurs.
It's indestructible, but it's not immovable.
Right. And then we cut back to Claire learning that the boys are gone from Zara, and then we learn that they've called everybody back to the main park. They've
Right.
shut everything down at this point.
All the rides, everything like that.
And there is one gyrosphere left in the valley, and that is Zack and Gray's.
Yep.
And so Owen and Claire set out to go find the boys. And this is when Zack and Gray head into the restricted zone because something tore open the door.
Which itself was heavily padlocked, dare I say.
And then Zack's like, hey man, we're not getting the full Jurassic World experience. We got to do this. And so then we see a pack of Ankylosaurus. And Caden, who is our surprise guest star in this sequence?
Keanu Reeves.
Oh man.
No, it's the Indominus.
So Keanu Reeves is riding the Indominus Rex, I'm assuming.
So how they play this off is actually really cool.
It's a really tense scene.
They pull up to a pack of 4, count them, 4
Mm-hmm.
Ankylosaurus. And Zach's like, look, there's 4 Dinosauruses. And Gray is like, no, there's 5.
He's like, aren't you supposed to be like some kind of genius or something? There's 4.
And Gray counts them out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And points dead ahead
At the reflection in the glass.
of the Indominus right behind them. And this scene was so well done.
So the kids just start driving forward, and the I-Rex just lets out its roar, and I love the roar of the I-Rex. It's a great roar. But I will give the boys no credit in the fact that they drove right into the tail of an Ankylosaurus.
I don't think that was intentional.
I just think it was set up and perfect, like, hey, bada, 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 swing! And they crash into a tree, and they're flipped upside down.
And this is another problem I brought to you. I'm like, isn't it supposed to always keep you upright?
And then I said, I'm pretty sure that's not without being hit by an Ankylosaurus tail. So that's why I'm pretty much saying these things aren't dinosaur proof.
Yeah.
But then the I-Rex kills all of the Ankylosaurus, very sadly.
They did put up a decent fight, though.
They did. And then the Indominus Rex comes for the sphere. And I do like this part. It's pretty tense. It kind of toys with them for a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
But then they unhook themselves. They get out of the sphere because the Indominus is breaking it. And they run and they jump off a waterfall. Cool.
They somehow survive because movie magic.
And I love the Indominus because it just stood and just staring down at the water after they jumped. It's like, hey, I know you're down there. Come back up.
But this was another big moment where we start to see Zach finally starting to love or take care of Gray.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because once they go onto shore, he kind of just hugs him like it's going to be all right. Which, after running away from something like that, I would think I'd be unstoppable.
Right.
Like nothing could hurt me.
And so this is when we start Claire and Owen's journey into the jungle and everything. And I brought this up to you about Owen's gun. So on Marlin's website, he has a Marlin. On all the Marlin guns, they have what you can hunt with it. And on this specific gun on their website, it has the Jurassic Park logo underneath with those icons. saying that this is the only gun that is dinosaur graded. And I love that fact. That makes me want the gun even more. But no, the Indominus Rex has killed all the brachiosaurs for sport, and it didn't eat any of them. And I'm going to let you take this part because this part's kind of heartfelt.
Well, before we start off, this is the first and only practical animatronic. But so what happens is, we know Owen is a hunter, but he cares.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes across one brachiosaurus that's still struggling alive, and he just kind of walks up to it and comforts it, and he's like, "It's okay, all right." And this part kind of hurt because, up until this point, Claire's just been, I don't care. I need numbers. I need results. I need it done.
She's very much business. Yes. Business is the only thing she cares about. Business is the only thing she can't care about. She doesn't really think about them as animals. She more thinks about them as like numbers on a spreadsheet.
Assets, things to control.
Absolutely.
But seeing this Brachiosaurus or whatever, she walks up to it and she just kind of helps Owen put it to peace. And it passes away as they're helping calm it down. And it does a pan out. Owen sits back, kind of thinking about just what happened, and it cuts to Claire, and you can see it hit her really hard. She's already starting to cry. It's like, that sucks, Like, yeah, she wasn't doing the best when it came to stuff like that, but that was like an emotional breaking point.
Oh, absolutely. Let's see. Now then, InGen is breaking ground on Isla Nublar, and Hoskins is trying to form an operation to hunt down the Indominus Rex. And at this point, Claire and Owen have tracked the boys to the waterfall. Caden, what does Claire do to get ready for the wilderness?
Which I think this part is so dumb because Owen tells her, like, hey, you can't be following me in those heels. So she unbuttons her shirt.
And like turns it like a crop top or whatever.
Yeah, turns it into a crop top and just rolls up her sleeve, and it's like, What do you mean? You're still in heels. How are you? What?
Because he literally says, what's that supposed to mean?
And she says,
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Like,
okay. Yeah, sure.
Whatever. Like, all right, I guess.
And this is going to be the 7th ding on the nostalgia.
Oh, my God.
Actually, it's going to be 7 and 8, guys, because the boys find the original visitor center. And Caden, how does this hit you?
It hits me pretty hard.
Especially with the piano.
Yeah. It's a nice thing to watch.
And so the boys are walking through the old visitor center. Visitor center, not visitor senator, I suppose. And they find the garage where they have the old Jurassic Park Jeeps.
1998 Jeep Wrangler color beige.
1992.
I thought he said 1998.
92. 1992 Jeep Sahara sand beige. Nice. It was a valiant attempt, though. I'll give you that.
I was really close.
You were.
But I swear he said 98. Whatever. Or maybe I just remembered wrong and I wrote it down right.
Maybe. Who knows? I can't see your notebook from here.
Good. You don't need to.
Where is it?
Hold on. Yeah, I have 1998.
Yeah, so it's your fault.
Shut up.
Um,
We're gonna go back to that scene,
cue the footage.
and if I'm right, you guys will never know.
um, but they're gonna attempt to get one of the Jeeps started.
Yeah.
And at this point, Hoskins is taking over the control room, and Hoskins kind of gets into it with Masrani, and Masrani really puts his foot down.
Which, Masrani's been kind of just a laid back guy this whole time.
Right?
Actually seeing him step up, be like, no, we're not doing this. You're stupid. It was actually a really good sight to see.
And obviously, Hoskins is trying to use the Raptors to hunt down the Indominus Rex.
Yep.
And Masrani's like, there will be no velociraptors set loose on my island. And Hoskins is like, okay, boss, what's your plan then? And so they attach a Gatling gun to a helicopter.
And they initiate phase 1 real world.
And so Masrani is going to fly the guys to
the Indominus, follow its track.
Because his instructor probably left on one of the boats or whatever.
Yeah.
And so the boys get a Jeep fixed, and Claire and Owen find the visitor center.
Which they hear the Jeep drive away.
Mm-hmm. And they get a little bit of a close encounter with the Indominus Rex.
A little bit?
Okay, there's a full-fledged chase scene inside the old visitor center.
Which I want to bring this up. That visitor center was barely taller than
a T-Rex?
No, the Jeep, like the garage door.
Mm-hmm.
Yet it somehow fit in there crouched before it jumped through.
I'm pretty sure it just like stuck its head in there or something.
Still, that's massive.
Just a little bit. But breaks through a bunch of stuff, and they run out through the front. And this is when the helicopter shows up and starts chasing it.
What? I don't know if you want to count this as another nostalgia ding, but the way the Indominus kind of stands in the visitor center.
That's 9 dings.
Very reminiscent of how the original T-Rex did in the first movie. But, kind of clearing it up, it breaks out, and Claire and Owen contact the control room. Let them know, like, hey, it's here heading this direction towards the actual center part.
Right.
And
so the helicopter shows up, and they chase it to the aviary.
Which, I don't like them. I don't like them.
Them what?
The aviaries.
Oh.
They think they're better than me because they can fly. No, I don't like pterodactyls mostly because of Jurassic Park 3. What they did to Billy.
Oh, that's going to get much worse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we're not even using normal pterodactyls for the most part.
Yeah, there's pterodactyls and pterodons in this one.
Is that what the smaller ones are called?
Mm-hmm. Almost like the chompy heads.
T-Rex heads as well.
Yeah.
Because I wrote down
birds with T-Rex heads.
T-Rex headed pterodactyls. Like they are vicious.
They are very vicious. But the Indominus breaks into the aviary and scares all of the pterodactyls and pterodons, and sadly, it causes the helicopter to crash, and Masrani is dead.
Yeah, Logan pointed this out. It seems like most of the characters I come to have a fondness for die.
That's mostly because all the characters with good consciences always die.
Which is so dumb.
It's supposed to get the pain factor in your heart there.
Maybe they're like, oh yeah, he wasn't morally good. Okay, he still tried to help people.
I would say he was morally good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like, honestly, for as much as we know about the character, I don't think there was one thing wrong with him.
No, not at all. But all the flying dinosaurs escape and initiate an air raid on the park. They literally use air
Air
raid
signs.
horns for when the pterodactyls and pterodons just like attack the park.
If I would have been at that park and heard the air raid sirens, I would have started freaking out like, oh, I guess it's my time.
And we're not going to go into all what happened here. Let's just say this is mass panic.
Oh, absolutely. You got 22,000 plus
People.
guests. And I don't even think that's taking into account the employees.
No, not at all. And then you have like 20 or 30 pterodactyls just swooping in, carrying people, dropping people, biting people.
But I will say,
I'm going to let you have this entire part yourself.
So, I hate Zara because, she was given a simple task of watching the kids and she didn't do that. Well,
okay, let me say this. And when she finds the guys again, the kids, and she's like, "What are you gonna do? Just stand there and do nothing and just let yourself get attacked?"
she's very mean. But a pterodactyl grabs her as she's running away from the kids, which is well deserved because that's twice she's kind of left them. Iffy on that. But pterodactyl grabs her, brings her up in the air like 20, 30 feet, drops her. Another one grabs her, and then flies her over the Mosasaurus chamber. At this point, there's 4 or 5 pterodactyls diving into the water after her. One of them actually gets her.
And they're like drowning her and stuff too. Like it is
Oh, yeah.
gnarly.
They're flapping their wings up and down, splashing her in the water, keeping her submerged. And then, just when you think it's over, the Mosasaurus rises up, grabs both her and the pterodactyl.
Gone, son.
And it's so nice to watch. Because it's like, oh yeah, I hate that character. I'm glad she's gone.
And we don't condone. Thank you.
Condone.
Death on this show, but
say it. Condone. There you go.
Death. But I would say this is one of the first characters in the movies we had where we're like, oh, thank you.
She deserved that.
But I feel like before the end of the show, we're gonna have a lot more of those.
Oh yeah.
And then we have guards with trained guns shooting the pterodactyls and pterodons.
And I want to point out these guys have some immaculate aim for flying targets.
And Owen and Claire is helping. Owen is shooting too. A pterodon comes up behind him, grabs him, and is trying to bite him. And Claire grabs his gun, like smacks it in the face with the stock, and then shoots it like 4 or 5 times.
It's like that pterodon's not unconscious; it's dead.
This guy is going to be having a trip of its life for a while.
For 30 seconds before his soul leaves his body.
Yeah. And then, and I told you about this.
And I was kind of on the fence about it,
but when they both stand up, Owen kisses Claire. And the actress Bryce Dallas Howard, who plays Claire, did not know about this.
Right.
Chris Pratt came up with the idea. It was like, hey, what if the character just kissed her after like seeing her do that or whatever? And the director was like, yeah, you try it or whatever. And they wanted to surprise her with it or whatever, see if like candid or whatever. And it definitely got caught off guard. And I liked the look on her face when she was done. She was like, oh.
I just got kissed by Chris Pratt. Oh yeah.
So like there's like no ill will or anything in that moment or whatever. It's just like a
You
a
think
note or whatever.
you think celebrities also have celebrity crushes?
Like, I'm just like Ron Howard's daughter, my dad directed The Grinch, he was in the Andy Griffith Show when he was a kid, I think I'm somebody newcomer on Parks and Rec, out of shape, flabby dude, just funny. Last year, big action star of the year, whatever. Kind of hot,
I didn't know where you were going with that, but all right.
I'm sure there's somebody out there who'll make sense of that rant. Maybe.
Oh, I'm a famous person. I just got kissed by another famous person. Score.
Check that off the bucket list. But at this point, InGen takes over the entire control room,
Okay.
and they are going to move forward with using the Raptors because now, since Masrani is out of the picture, Hoskins, I guess, is in charge of the InGen operation for some unknown reason.
Somehow, some way, some shape, some form.
Um,
Okay.
and Lowry calls Claire and tells her about this.
Okay.
Are you going to be in your okay stage again?
Okay.
Oh, man. I try to be sincere on this show.
Look, I'm sorry my jokes make you so dinosaur.
We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please turn back on in about another 20 minutes.
I am the funniest man ever made.
Oh, man. But everybody's at the InGen is at the Raptor paddock, and Owen shows up, and he just like punches Hoskins in the face.
And it's a satisfying punch.
And I want to bring this up. The boys are now with Owen and Claire, and they are attached to Owen.
Yeah.
So
Like,
Owen did some like reverse driving. It was pretty cool and everything. And they're like, "Can we like stay with you?" And Claire's like, "Yes, I'm never letting you out of my sight again." And they're like, "No, him. We don't want to leave him."
It's like, imagine your nephew seeing your quote unquote boyfriend, and they're like, yeah, this guy's cool. I don't want to leave his side.
And then they just see him straight up like Harrison Ford punch a guy in the face for essentially just being a what's a nice word to describe Hoskins? I know there's plenty of words we can't say on the show.
Egotistical, maniacal, capitalist piece of trash.
Yeah, let's go with that one. Just get
squared in the jaw.
Yeah. And both of those boys were like, "Oh!"
It was a solid punch.
Even he was just like rubbing his jaw for like the next 5 minutes. And he's like, "Get out of here and stay away from my animals." And they're like, "This is happening with you or without you." So Owen is now in charge of the operation. Pretty much telling like this is going to be a scent drill. The Raptors have done it hundreds of times.
Yeah.
And Claire and the boys are in a big Jurassic World truck for safety.
I would say it's more an ambulance.
It's something.
Maybe like a small animal ambulance.
Maybe.
Because there is like a cattle prod.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like there's amnesia canisters.
Yeah, anesthetic canisters or whatever.
Oh my God, whatever.
We're trying to be syndicated here.
I don't know what that word means.
Neither do I. I know what it means.
Okay, I was gonna say, how are you gonna use a word and not know what it means?
It means be like business.
Professional.
Yes.
Your big words hurt my head.
I know. Um, and so now, they're watching the raptors on like the night vision cameras and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a famous part of this movie. We get Owen riding his motorcycle through the jungle with a pack of raptors.
It's a very good scene.
And for anybody who bought like the DVD when this movie came out, this would have been the DVD cover of a picture of Chris Pratt riding a motorcycle with some raptors. Um,
I would have been all right with that.
oh, absolutely. Um, and Caden, how does this go for everybody?
It goes fantastic. The Raptors find the Indominus. The Indominus, for some reason, gets conscience and surrenders and writes a formal apology. Like, oh, chicken scratch, I'm sorry.
And that's the movie, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong because now we're getting into the last DNA sequence that we know of in the Indominus. Logan,
It's part raptor.
and unfortunately, it knows how to communicate.
And it takes the place of Owen in their hearts like that.
So now, the Indominus is the new alpha of the Raptor pack.
And they just start opening fire, and it does some damage.
Yeah, because they throw a rocket launcher at it.
Yeah. And
Knocks it on its side and everything.
it's just like, man, I'm out of here. Boys, take care of these guys for me. And so we get another good horror sequence with the raptors.
Oh, yeah.
But-
Because they're pretty much like nocturnal hunters in this scene.
Yeah, they're like Batmaning these guys, and it is not funny
No.
in any way, shape, or form. But we do have a dinosaur death.
Unfortunately. And I think we agreed on which one it was.
So Owen makes eye contact with Echo
Yes.
while she's eating a soldier,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden a rocket launcher just comes out of nowhere and just unalives Echo.
And it's very sad to think about that.
Because you can see it on Owen's face. He's like,
He's destroyed by that because he raised them, didn't he?
yeah, since they were in the eggs, yeah.
So he's pretty much just watched one of his kids die.
And the other two are nowhere to be found, and Blue is after Barry, and he's trying to get him to him get to him from through a log. Blah. And Owen whistles and drives off and has Blue chase him. We don't really see anything come of that.
No.
But and we never see Barry again either.
I'm going to assume he lives.
Oh, yes, we do. He was at the end when they were like at the medical tents or whatever. But the other two are now chasing a guy that made it back to the truck where Claire and the boys are.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have a big truck chase where the two raptors are trying to get into the truck or whatever. The boys try to throw an anesthesia can at it, and it does nothing.
They just kind of jump and walk around it.
Claire does kind of like an Indiana Jones thing to one of them and just like sideswipes it with a truck.
The only problem is it doesn't keep them down like in Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it gets back up.
Really quickly, too.
Sadly, raptors are not Nazi soldiers, so they have a little bit more damage resistance there. But the boys get one of those prodders out and they're able to zap it.
Zap the other raptor.
Yeah, and I love the fact that so there's like a slide window in between the back and the front, and the boy's like, "Hey Claire, did you just see that? I can't wait to tell Mom what we did." And she's like, "No, we're not telling your mother about any of this."
Yeah, because Karen doesn't really. It seems like Karen doesn't trust Claire, probably because she's been absent in everyone's life for so long.
And so then Owen shows up, and the boy's like, "Hey Owen, how's it it going, man? Did you see that? Yeah, that was us. We're trying to be like you.
We're trying.
We're getting there.
Not really, but maybe.
And so then they head back to the main park, and at this point everybody in the control room is gone. Lowry's the only one who's left because he knows Claire's still out there.
And I want to point this out. This scene is so funny to me. It's so awkward. So I told Logan, like, normally in these kind of movies, whenever somebody makes like a heroic stand back to help others, they get some kind of kiss the girl moment. Lowry tries to go in for this with that unnamed girl that we mentioned earlier. And she's like, oh, no. I have a boyfriend.
And Lowry's like, oh, you guys are like dating. I didn't know you guys did that. She's like, well, yeah, I'm at work. I'm not talking. He just takes it. He's like, yeah.
He's
okay.
like, he understood it was awkward, but
right.
He took it like a champ. He still ends up helping out. I think it's funny.
And they do hug. So like they're like good friends still or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, I mean, we never know. We never see the characters again.
Which sucks.
I know. So now we're back at the main park.
Yeah.
And we are heading in. They're trying to get to the control room, and they notice that all the labs are being cleared out.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that. I did miss something. Sorry. Dr. Wu has a secret lab.
Yes.
In his office.
And I want to call this like the gene splicing lab.
Mm-hmm. And this one we realize that Hoskins and Wu are working together.
Yeah. Wu is like an inside agent, double agent, whatever you want to call him.
And it sounds like Hoskins knew about the Indominus Rex, and he knew about what it was. And it kind of makes it sound like this was like a test.
Yeah.
And that this was what I was talking about earlier when I was like, I want to get into something later on in the show. Do you think that this was set up to like eventually happen with the Indominus Rex? Like, if it didn't happen this way, do you think eventually they would have like somehow let this thing get out?
Oh, absolutely. If it didn't figure a way out itself, it would have had help from Hoskins and InGen.
Right.
Because we already know it's smart.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
So yeah, there's definitely more behind the scenes there than what we're letting on at this point.
Oh yeah.
So this is when Lowry stays and everything, and this is when we get back to town to the main park.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when our core survivors find Henry's secret lab, and they're taking all the specimens out and everything. And Hoskins gets his like mustache twirling
big villain surprise reveal.
And he's like, yeah, could you imagine one of these dinosaurs a fraction of the size? Quoting, not leading into something for the next movie or whatever.
Definitely not.
Is like, yeah, they made it to be the apex predator for military situations.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Indominus Rex's entire thing. They just took what Masrani said and were like, hey, man, like this could be big profit for InGen if we have like a big military deal or something.
Right.
And so they were like, take what Masrani said and they made their own little spin on it, essentially. Then Charlie shows up.
It is Charlie?
I'm pretty sure it's Charlie.
Okay.
And let's just say Hoskins gets a helping hand from Charlie. And this is like the part I was talking about where we get like the most blood in this one. So Charlie bites Hoskins' hand off because he's trying to do the Owen thing. He's like, hey, buddy, I'm on your side, man. It's all chill. And he's like, nah, gone.
You gotta hand it to him. It didn't work out very well.
I just set you up for that one.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Because you took my other one. You know,
Aha!
sometimes my jokes can be an absolute handful.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize I didn't miss this part of the show.
You know, if he would have survived, I'm sure he would have made a really good handyman. Now that one's a stretch.
Yeah, that one's kind of a stretch.
Eventually, I'll figure out some more jokes.
All right, I think it's time for me to retire.
Nah.
Um, but now we have a chase sequence in the visitor center, and you brought this up as being incredibly smart on Gray's part
Mm-hmm.
as they're running through. So there's like a hologram thing in the middle of the visitor center where you can like see holograms of different dinosaurs, and
Gray activates it as they're running through away from Charlie.
and he hits the Dilophosaurus. Ding! That's 10 nostalgia points. This is the first time we've seen the Dilophosaurus since the original movie.
Which I wouldn't even count that as a nostalgia point, but it is very smart because they're comparable in size, stature. The only thing is, one is probably a pack hunter, the other hunts alone.
Well, and it's more of just like the display, the
Yeah, it's an aggressive feature.
yeah, and like how can we not count that as a nostalgia point? The last time we saw the Dilophosaurus was the original one.
Mm.
It's on there.
Whatever.
It's a nostalgia point.
Whatever.
And after this, Owen wins back all of the raptors.
Yeah, because they escape only then to be met with Blue, Charlie, and Delta.
Mm-hmm.
Surrounded, Owen's like, hey, Blue, let me take that camera off your head that you somehow still kept on.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of wins Blue back over.
And so now, and this part's going to go really fast. We're just going to talk about some key things here.
And in my mind, I made it so much funnier.
So now we have the Raptors versus the Indominus Rex,
Which is now back in the scene. And it's mad.
and so now we have two more deaths. We have one of the Raptors get grilled alive, which is horrifying.
What I think happens is they end up getting thrown into like a hibachi grill
Mm-hmm.
and smack into a propane tank and causes it to kind of flare up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's terrifying.
And it's so sad too.
Because like they were all helping and everything.
Yeah.
And Owen's like hiding behind someone and taking like shooting and stuff, and Zach and Gray and Claire are hiding, and they're like, we need more teeth. And Claire knows just what to do. She grabs a flare,
Calls Lowry and tells him to open containment
Paddock 9.
Paddock 9, yeah.
And he's like, what? Why? And she's like, be a man and do something for once in your life. He's like,
no need to get personal about it.
so he does it. And Caden, who has entered the chat?
Rexy.
The OG T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Ding! 11 nostalgia points.
Which I find it so interesting that through all of this, Rexy has somehow still managed to stay alive.
Mm-hmm. But Claire uses the flare, and Caden, this is another little point you made out of how well she's running in these high heels
Yeah, because those are like 3-inch heels.
and being chased by a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
And looking at them, they're like very fine point heels.
She is like running on these
Dead
like
sprint.
perfectly, somehow landing perfectly on their feet with these steps, man. It's crazy.
But before Rexy gets there, we do have another death of the Raptors.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the other one dies. I'm not entirely sure, but
I think it just, the Indominus just bites it
Oh.
because Blue ended up getting swatted away and smacked into a building.
Right.
And I want to assume it goes in order of least ranked to highest ranked on death.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to assume Sentenko was the first. Delta is the one that got grilled. And then Charlie is the one.
They just got bit and thrown.
Mm-hmm.
So Blue runs, and then Claire shows up with a flare, throws at the Indominus Rex. And Caden, what do we have now?
Big dino fight.
No, 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 no.
You have a button on the soundboard for that.
I don't have any programs. I'm sorry.
I think it. Oh, is this not the pre-programmed one?
No.
Never mind. Forget it. My bad.
But no, we have a big fight. Rexy loses, but then
by a small margin.
But just in time, Blue shows back up in a slow-mo running sequence. She's like,
which I really like how it looks.
Yeah, because her feet are just going like, and then it just really speeds up, and it's like
the first couple scenes of the run is slow motion, and then it starts zooming or speeding back up to normal, and she's booking it.
And then she just like hops on the Indominus Rex's back like it's riding. It's like, you can't get me, man.
Like a spider monkey.
And then Rexy gets back up and just starts slamming the I-Rex into buildings, everything. So much so that it gets rebar like stabbed into its shoulders and stuff.
Several pieces of debris stuck in it.
And then they like just throw it over by the mosasaur pen, and it's just standing up like, "Is that all you got, boys?" And then the mosasaur just jumps out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey, you guys!" Just grabs it and just drags it under the water.
Which thinking about it, I feel like if the Indominus was even like a foot farther ahead, it would have ended up dragging the mosasaur out.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Indominus was struggling. Well, not really struggling, but almost pulling back onto land away from where the mosasaur was strongest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if that would have happened, that could have been a very bad ending.
Mm-hmm. And then we get a little scene with the T-Rex and Blue, and it's like, "Thank you, warrior. You may live today."
Oh, yeah, sure. It's more just like acknowledgement of helping one another.
Mm-hmm. And then
Blue
runs off.
Yeah.
And so then we get like a little next morning or whatever, everybody's there, the
medical tents.
And the mom and dad are there. They see the boys and everything. They get a family hug. Claire and Owen are like, "I think we need to stick together for survival."
Yeah, for survival.
And so they walk off into the distance, and
credits.
All in all, pretty good Jurassic movie.
Oh, absolutely.
I would say the last great Jurassic movie. But the other two aren't bad. The other three aren't bad, sorry, but two out of them aren't bad. Yeah. Anything you want to add before we send us off to the next one? Your questions, my good sir?
Are you ready for the questions?
Let's do it.
Do you have any?
I kind of gave mine across when I was like, do you think that if it was set up or whatever with the Indominus Rex skating? I would say that would be my only question.
Okay. So I have three of them.
Okay.
First off, this is very subjective. Do you think Claire is like a bad guardian?
No, because knowing the fact of like she's so used to being the businesswoman, and like she does have a theme park to run.
Yeah,
like, and her showing up on one of their busiest days or whatever, like that's all substandard or whatever. But like I'm sure if like any other day, plot aside or whatever, I'm sure she could have taken time off.
Oh, absolutely.
But with her having like sponsor meetings and the owner showing up or whatever, like that's different.
Right.
But no, I wouldn't say she's a bad guardian because as soon as she realizes that they're in danger, that's all she cares about.
Right.
Yeah, no, I would say she's not a bad guardian at all.
Yeah, because as, as for as long as Zara was in the scene, she thought the kids were all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And once Zara called her, like, the kids are gone, she got into it, started looking for him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So you know she cares for him. It's
Mm-hmm.
not, uh, yeah, I'm just going to throw you off onto somebody else, go have fun. It's, I apologize. I'm really busy. I will make time for you guys later tonight, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What would have happened, in your opinion, if the Indominus didn't kill her brother?
Um,
And this is a very iffy question because it can go a lot of different ways.
um, in the sense of, um, I definitely feel like eventually it would happen anyway. For the alpha position,
Yeah.
because since there is Raptor in there, there is going to be a hierarchy problem. But when there's only two of them and they're raised in captivity, um, and there's no like sense of training or anything like that, um, yeah, I mean like they'd work together for a while,
Oh,
but
yeah.
but I feel like after a while it's gonna be the same exact thing. Like one's gonna want to control. It's because like think back to the original Jurassic Park. They bred 8 original raptors, right?
Okay.
And then the ninth one came in, took over, and then killed all the ones that weren't loyal.
Right.
It's exactly that same kind of mentality.
Yeah.
The exact same kind. Even with them being even higher intelligent animals, there's still that instinct there.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like, yeah, it would work for a while, but eventually one's going to kill the other.
No,
It's
absolutely.
it's it's ultimately what's going to happen in any kind of situation. But
See,
yeah,
I think the final battle would end much differently.
yeah,
I like if it took place at the start of the movie, both of them were still alive, like when the eggs are hatching.
mm-hmm.
I personally think we wouldn't see a Rexy versus Indominus. We'd see the two Indominus fighting, and then the Raptors coming in, all four of them still being alive, 3 or 4 of them, and then finishing off whichever one lives.
Right. Then potentially there being a new kind of hero dinosaur or whatever.
Yeah.
It's possible. I don't know. I feel like both sides are gonna could be true, but yeah. But in the sense of the DNA and just everything we've seen so far, I feel like yeah. That's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts.
All right. All right. Would you want to work at Jurassic World?
Would I get to choose the position?
You know what? Yes and no. I want answers for both.
In the sense of like if I'm being like if I'm forced to be like a feeder or something, I'd say no. Just because of like I'm sure with my luck I'd get put in the crappiest dinosaur. Like, hey, you have to feed this thing by hand, but also it's going to try to eat your very soul, not just your body.
Ah,
Um, so no. Um, in the instance, yes. I would want to be like potentially a trainer, get to work hand on hand with some dinosaurs or whatever.
but
Maybe
you wouldn't be a feeder.
okay, now like like, but in that instance, I wouldn't get to choose what dinosaur I'd work with.
Mm.
In this instance, I get to choose like maybe it'd be like a Triceratops trainer or something like that, something like that doesn't want to eat me out of existence. Um, maybe like a trainer in there somewheres, or maybe like one of the control room guys get to chill with Lowry all day or something. Um, but yeah, something like that.
I would have to say yes. Whether I'm given a specific job or I get to pick one, I don't care. I think just the thought of working at a dinosaur themed amusement park pretty much with living dinosaurs is pretty cool.
Right.
Cuz like there you got to think there are so many jobs. There's feeders, there's trainers, there's maintenance workers, there's chefs, there's janitors, there's tour guide. There's so many things.
Yeah.
And we're not even getting into the hotel rooms.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's plenty of jobs that could be done.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I think with supply and demand, more realistically, the feeder and trainer jobs would need more, would have higher requirements, higher needs, and I would honestly think those jobs would probably pay the highest.
Well, yeah, because you're essentially in danger.
Yeah.
Because like even a triceratops can still run you over, man. Like
Oh yeah.
like even just feeding any of them could go bad at any given moment.
I would say probably maybe one of the least or a medium paying job would be in the control room
Probably, absolutely.
because if there's no danger
Mhm.
aside from humans, but
Yeah.
at that point if any danger happens you're risking shutting out the rest of the island.
Right. But yeah.
But that's all the questions I got.
All right. Any final thoughts on Jurassic World before we close it out?
For the Jurassic World franchise, I think it's a very strong start. For the Jurassic Park as a whole, I think it's an excellent addition.
Mm-hmm. I would say this would be like a good. I would say it would have been fine if it ended on this
Right.
because like it's finally like maybe people learned the lesson. Like, hey, maybe we shouldn't mess with the dinosaurs. The lesson that probably should have been learned in the first or second movie.
Right.
But yeah. Yeah, this is a good movie. I would definitely say it's a good. It's high up there.
Oh yeah.
So that means next week we will be covering Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
And this is a very interesting one.
Mm-hmm. Because I've for years people have been saying this is like a copy of The Lost World because it like takes place the first half's on an island, the second half's in like a mansion, kind of like a scary haunted mansion type thing with a but like and that I think that's cool
Yeah.
because it almost turns it into like a slasher movie because
Yeah.
you have a apex being hunting people in a mansion.
Yeah.
That's cool. That has potential.
Oh yeah.
And I think they handled it masterfully in Fallen Kingdom.
From what I remember, I really liked the way they did it.
Mm-hmm.
It was very well put together. It definitely explored enough about the movie that you're like, oh hey, this is pretty cool.
And honestly, if they would have ended Fallen Kingdom, I would have been completely happy because it really kind of bookends perfectly Claire and Owen's journey and
Yeah.
everything. Like we didn't need Dominion, we didn't need Rebirth, even though Rebirth is kind of its own little thing. But I mean, yeah, like I don't hate the other movies by any means whatsoever. I just feel like they're not necessary
No.
in the form of like, hey, you want fan service? We will give you fan service. That is the entire point of Jurassic World Dominion. And there is nobody who can argue otherwise. At least Rebirth tries to tell its own singular story within the world of Jurassic World.
I'm not entirely excited for it.
It's not a terrible movie. I would say it's much more watchable than Dominion in the way of like dinosaurs and stuff.
I like Dominion. I genuinely like Dominion. And it wasn't just because of actors.
Dude, there's like maybe 10 minutes of dinosaurs in Dominion.
Are you serious?
Yes. There is almost no dinosaurs in Dominion. Remember, that movie's about bugs.
It has been a couple years since I've watched it.
Yeah.
Well, my opinion will probably change when we rewatch it.
All right, guys. I'm Logan Thomas.
I'm Caden Green.
And this has been The Real Bros Podcast. See you guys next week.
Bye-bye.